So at my school, at Bonnie Lake High School, we do what we call an IES. It is an International Economic Summit. It came out of a university program a long time ago, and they stopped carrying it, but we have continued it on. So basically what it is all of the seniors in contemporary world studies in everyone's classroom gets together and they get assigned a different country. And the kids spend months, 6 weeks, almost 8 weeks, researching their country and finding out everything there is to know about it. So they find out cultural things, they find out about the standard of living, they find out about economics, food, and a lot of current issues that are happening in their country. And then what we do is we have this huge International Economic Summit in the gym. So the kids all basically take a field trip in our building, and almost the entire senior class, I think there was 282 students this year in the gym, and the whole day is planned out to be this economic summit. They start with a cultural fair, so we have them present food, they have costumes, they have table displays, all about their country and celebrating what's happening there. And then we move into a part where they have issue statements. The issue statements are really cool because this is where the kids come in with an issue that's important in their country, and the point of this part is to present an issue that they want the world to support, and they do so much research. So they'll read off an issue statement about, how many cases of HIV/AIDS are infected in their country, how they think the world can help, and how that will help other countries. We had other countries come and talk about ISIS and the current threat of ISIS and how that was spreading throughout the world and just terrorism in general. We had one country talk about the importance of clean drinking water in the world. And so they come in and they present these issue statements, and then the other students will present questions and they have to defend their issue statement, and the kids vote on the best issue statement. Then we move back to the tables, to their display areas, and they take a quiz on maps and flags and just like basic geographical information. They take that quiz as a team. And then we move into a trading session. It's a really crazy fun time. It's like playing Monopoly but with world resources. So the kids have these import and export goals, and they're trying to get people within alliances. So they even create alliances, and in those alliances they can put sanctions on other countries, and they have to pay tariffs if they trade outside their alliance. It's so much fun. They can also come to the bank, and my favorite part is being the banker, and they have to come buy long-term development projects, and this simulates investment in their country, so they can buy things like transparent and accountable governance, or environment, or infrastructure. There's 6 different things that they can purchase. So they also purchase all those things based on their research and what they know is most important for their country. Then after that, they go back and we go through a cultural talent show where the kids can show off some talent of their own countries. Really, really fun part. It's a little bit goofy, but the kids have so much fun. They learn traditional dances. Sometimes they make up poems about their country or songs about their country. And it's a really great time. And then we end by just telling them who has the most points. This event is really, really special because I think it's one of the things that I have gone through, in 14 years of teaching. This is one of the most experiential learning situations I've ever been a part of or designed or helped design. And what I really, really enjoy about it is that it's such application of what the kids are learning. And before the Common Core Standards, we still did this. So this is our 7th year of doing this. So there's 6 of us teachers that all have kids in there at the same time. And it's a way to bring them all together. And before the Common Core Standards, we always did it. But the Common Core Standards sort of brought it to light. And it's one of those things where we went, oh my gosh, all these things that we're doing are really, really important. After the Common Core State Standards came out, a lot of people were kind of looking at their pet projects and hoping that they still fit within the framework of what we were being asked to do. And this is one of those projects that really still was. So we were all really relieved that we still got to do this great, wonderful thing. I also think it's reflective of how great the standards are, that the really wonderful things you realize aren't just a pet project, and I didn't have to get rid of it, and that my colleagues and I could actually make it better with the standards. We realized that through all of the research parts, the kids were hitting a lot of the writing standards for research, and they were gathering relevant information, and they were really applying that knowledge. The comprehension and collaboration pieces of the Common Core state standards are hit. Almost all of the learning and speaking standards are hit. So those anchor standards, we are doing them all in one day, and it's pretty amazing. After I got introduced to LDC and the Literacy Design Collaborative, it actually morphed a little bit too. So before I was doing LDC and thinking about Common Core and LDC, we sort of spent all these months researching, and then we went in and we had this big fun game of Monopoly, and it was super fun and the kids loved it, and we all felt really great. One of the struggles that I had with the project is that it was a team project. So at the end I was like, there's 4 of you on this team. I saw 2 of you really getting into it. I know one of you was really into the research, but how much did you each individually know? That's always a struggle with me and my grading practices. I'm really dedicated to my grades showing what each individual kid can know and do, and those just being a really good filter for that. And so LDC really helped me to transform this experience into something where I could bring it back and have them do a reflection writing task and really see what each individual student did. So after my introduction to LDC and Common Core, what I did was I took this experiential learning simulation that we'd always done for the Economic Summit, and I put it into sort of an LDC framework. So I didn't morph it too much, but what I did is I started having really specific reading and research tasks that go with the LDC framework in the beginning, and having the kids turn those in as assignments along the way instead of just this big collaborative research, find out what you know and show it off. It really became more scaffolded as they went in to show those little learning pieces. And the Common Core also called on me to do that. A lot of the reading standards might have been being met by some of the kids when they were researching, but by purposefully looking at the different pieces of the Common Core and the LDC together, I could make sort of mini tasks or lessons along the way to really scaffold. So it became much more purposeful. And now at the end, the kids come back and they pull out all of their research and they get back together with their team and they do a reflection paper. And so the reflection paper is really an argumentative paper in complete LDC fashion, and I use the LDC rubric. In my classroom, this will be the 7th time they've done this with the LDC rubric. So they do a complete LDC reflection paper, argumentative, and basically arguing how they applied the research that they did ahead of time and how that helped them to theoretically impact and increase the standard of living in their country. Overall, it's just so exciting. It's my favorite day of the year. The seniors get in there, they get to eat good food and dance a little bit and trade and talk to their friends. It's kind of a big party and I love it. And so I really just wanted to do this video blog to talk to other teachers and maybe think about how can you take LDC and Common Core and make something really creative and something exciting and something experiential for your students, because it doesn't always have to be paper, pencil, type it out, read it, write it, annotate it, go. I think that sometimes we need to really be creative, and this is one of those opportunities for me as a teacher where the Common Core and LDC actually lended to my creativity instead of stifling it. So it's really exciting.